Go.
Hey guys, I'm here today to show you a recipe on making a sauce. So I roasted up a bunch of butternut squash. This is going to be a butternut squash sauce that you can put on like pasta or chicken or whatever you want to do with it. So I posted a recipe already about how to roast your butternut squash. So this is already roasted, ready to go. I roasted it in the oven for 25 minutes at 375. And I just put a little olive oil, a little salt and pepper on there, a little garlic salt as well. And so I'm just going to put this in the blender. Now, I created this a few weeks ago, and the only thing that I don't do in cooking is I don't measure anything. So we're gonna try and recreate this again and see how it tastes. So one thing that spice that always goes really well with the butternut squash is sage. So I got some fresh sage from the store, and when I was making this at home, I just happened to have some fresh sage left over, so I threw it in all together. So just taking the leaves off of here. So it's just one sprig of sage that I'm going to be putting in here, and just kind of peeling all the little leaves off of this stem. And that's going to give it a really strong flavor. I definitely prefer the fresh sage compared to the dry sage in this recipe that we're making. Okay. So now that we have all that in here, and then I just kind of played around with some of the flavor. So some, of course, pepper is always something you want to put in there. So a little bit of pepper. Because I don't have any salt in my dish, I am going to put some salt in. So I always use a pink Himalayan salt, and I'm just going to give it a couple twists to bring out some of that flavor. Garlic powder. You can always do fresh garlic if you have that too. That would be good in there, but definitely putting in some garlic powder, probably like a teaspoon or so. Smoked paprika. This is one of my favorite spices that I talk about in the classes, but I love using smoked paprika because it just gives that good like smoky flavor, and I really like it with the butternut squash. So I don't know, I probably put in like another teaspoon of the smoked paprika as well. And then this one, our umami flavor, this is our 5th ingredient, and this is dried mushrooms. So if you're somebody who doesn't like mushrooms, this goes really good at helping bring out that 5th umami flavor. So putting in some of the mushrooms with that, probably like a half teaspoon of that, and then we're just gonna blend it all together, and we're gonna give it a taste. So it's super easy. And then we're just gonna add a little water. So if you can see that it's getting kind of thick here, I'm just gonna add a little bit of water to help it blend. And maybe a little bit more. So I've probably so far added like 2 tablespoons of water. Give it a stir, of course. Every time you're blending, I always like to stir it up and kind of see what it's doing. Yeah. So right now I've got it kind of thick, and so I definitely want to make it, because I'm going to use it on our pasta tonight, I'm going to make it a thinner for more like a sauce, basically. Okay, so we're going to blend it up again after I gave it a stir. Test it again. So it's coming together really well. You could also do milk in this if you wanted to give some more like a milky flavor. You could put milk instead of water. So it's still, for me, it's still pretty thick. So I want it to be even thinner than that, because I'm going to be putting it on pasta. So I'm going to add some more water. So I've probably done about 1/4 cup of water so far, just to thin it out. Looking good. So now the biggest thing with this is to make sure that we taste it, right? We've got to taste it to make sure it tastes good. And it tastes pretty dang good. I think I might add a little bit more smoked paprika. Just kind of put that in there. The biggest thing is to taste it, right? If you feel like it's still kind of bland, add in some more seasonings. You really can't go wrong adding in more seasonings. So I always just taste it before I put it in. Then I'm gonna put the rest of my water in. All right, give it one more blend. Good with that, yeah. So this is what it looks like as far as the sauce goes. Now, of course, like I said, make sure you taste it before you serve it. I'm gonna put this over pasta. Now, the nice thing, this probably gives you 2 servings for like a box of pasta. So it freezes really well. So I'll put half of this in like a small mason jar, pint size, and then use the other half. So it freezes really well. And of course, tasting it tastes good. And to confirm that, we're gonna give Jennifer a taste so she can taste it too. And see what she thinks.
It's good, guys.
It's good.
You have my vote.
Yeah, so like I said, and tonight I'm also gonna put this over some whole wheat pasta. I'm probably gonna put some white beans in with it. I might add a little bit more milk just to make it creamier when I get home. And then, yeah, it's probably gonna be our dinner for tonight. So this is just kind of something fun that I came up with, but experiment with your flavors, and I will put the whole recipe. Like I said, I don't really measure my spices when I put them in, but I'll try to give you guys a rough estimate when we're using this, but have fun with it. And like I said, make sure you taste it before you serve it so that you know that you like it. All right, bye guys.